All right, all you cool cats and kittens out there, let's take a look at game theory matrix. Okay, remember, we finished up last video with a prisoner's dilemma where you're making a decision based on what someone else does. Okay, now we're going to take that theory and put it into play in the business world. Okay, if we were in class, we'd run this really quick scenario where you and a partner who are competing against each other have two options, right? You can price high or you can price low. All right. Well, firm one, firm two, high, low, high, low. Obviously, if you priced high, if both of you priced high, you're going to end up making $20 profit each. And if you both price low, you would only make $10 profit each. Okay? So if we just look at these two scenarios, let's imagine a scenario where you had an opportunity to talk to your partner. Right? You guys would go, well, let's both price high because we're going to make $20 in profit each if we were to both price high. Okay? And that would be fine. However, there's an incentive, right? There's an incentive for both of you to cheat on that agreement should you make it, right? And that is if firm one priced low and firm two went high, then firm one would end up making $30 profit instead of 20. Well, same scenario on the other side. If firm two were to go low and firm one were to go high, then firm two would make $30 profit. So, just like I said before, notice that there is an incentive for you guys to collude, right, and choose at $20 each. But once you made that decision, and then you found out, oh, well, I could change my mind and now price low and make more profit, there's also an incentive to cheat on that specific agreement. All right, so let's take a look at what this is going to look like in regard to how you will be tested and how you're going to be asked questions. This is what a game theory matrix will look like. You're going to have firm, you'll have some type of firm or business on one side, another firm or business on the other side. And this particular box is showing the amount of profit that the businesses would potentially make depending on how they price their product. All right. Well, what we're going to learn real quick is if a business has a dominant strategy. In other words, is a move that is the best move to make no matter what the other person does. Okay, so a little bit of organization here. This one you actually have the benefit. Clifford has went and colored the numbers for us to make this one make sense, and I'm going to slow walk through this just so we got it. You won't have that benefit when it comes test time. All this is going to be in black and white, but I'm going to show you a little trick to be able to figure this particular thing out, okay? Let's talk about firm one, right? Well, they're trying to make a decision based on firm two pricing high. Well, if firm two price their product high, would firm one want to make $100 profit or $50 profit? Okay, I heard it in the back. You're exactly right. You would want to make $100 profit. All right, well, let's take a look and see, well, what if firm two priced low? Firm one, would you rather make $60 profit or would you rather make $20 profit? Well, you would rather make $60 profit. Okay, so notice firm one has a dominant strategy of pricing high. In other words, it doesn't really matter what firm two were to do because they're going to make the most profit in both of those scenarios. So that's different than the prisoner's dilemma. That's different than the matrix of just pricing high and low that we looked at a minute ago. This is taken into a real life situation because some businesses, take Delta for instance. Sometimes they don't have to be the cheapest, right? Because they have different type. They fly more places than anyone else flies, so they have giving us options that make us want to use them. Their name is more reputable, whatever the case may be. Okay, so they don't necessarily have to price low. All right, so what we end up seeing here is that firm 1 has a dominant strategy, and their dominant strategy is high because that is what they would do in both scenarios. All right, well, let's see what firm 2 would do. I didn't want that to pop up just yet. Well, I want that to come up later, so pretend that's not there. All right, well, firm 2, they got to make a decision based on what firm 1 does. Well, they don't know that firm 1's going to price theirs high, but if they did, if firm 1 were to go high, firm 2 has the option: do we want to make $90 or do we want to make $50? Well, they want to make $90. Okay, well, what if firm 1 were to price low? Would we rather make $40 or would we rather make $10? Well, obviously they want to make $40. So notice they don't have a dominant strategy, because if firm 1 went high, then they're better off going low. If firm 1 went low, then they're better off going high. Okay? That gives us Nash equilibrium. Nash equilibrium is the optimal outcome that will occur if both firms make decisions at the same time and had no incentive to change. Right? Now, that's kind of the fancy econ way of talking through that. I'm going to show you really quick. When you get a game theory matrix, the first thing we want to do before we solve any questions, I want to set this thing up. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what is firm 1 going to do. Right. Well, if firm 2 goes high, they want to make $100 or $50. Bam. If firm 2 goes low, they want to make $60 or $20. Bam. Right, and we'll get through here. Well, what is firm 2 going to do? Well, if firm 1 prices high, do they want to make $50 or $90? They want to make $90. If firm 1 goes low, do they want to make $40 or $10? They want to make $40. And immediately where I have the two circles is going to be Nash equilibrium. Okay? Now, play that back 2, 3, 4, 5 times, whatever it takes. It's going to go from being a bunch of numbers, jumbled up, kind of confusing, to really, really, really easy. Okay? So, Nash equilibrium, firm 1 high, firm 2 low. And since firm 1 will always go high, firm 2 will decide to go low. All right, and that will be Nash equilibrium. You're going to have to solve those. You're going to have to do that several times. It's not very difficult. All right, so let's take a look here. Which is each firm's dominant strategy? We're going to go through this one really quickly. Right, firm 1, remember now, they're reacting to the other. So if firm 2 prices high, do you want to make $90 or $80? Right? I didn't draw on the, and I can't draw, but anyway, if they price high, I want to make $90. Well, if they price low, then I want to make $70. So firm 1 is going to go high in one scenario, low in the other. They don't have a dominant strategy. Okay? Firm 2. Well, if firm 1 priced high, do they want to make $60 or $40? Well, they would want to make $60. If firm 1 priced low, would they want to make $80 or $70? They would want to make $80, right? That should say firm 2. Firm 2's dominant strategy is to price low, right? Since they should always go low. All right. Do yourself a favor. Play this video. I'm not going to play it on here. It just takes up too much time. I only got about 4.5 minutes left of the video lecture. This is a great video on game theory matrix. It's a game show in England where they talk to each other. And I won't tell you any more than that because I don't want to spoil it, but great video on game theory matrix. Make sure you take a look. Okay. Let's get on over here and finish this thing up. So we know that oligopolies have to use strategic pricing. They have to worry about what the other person's doing. They have a tendency to collude, right? And then they also have a tendency to cheat on that collusion, right? So they have a incentive to talk about it, but they also have an incentive to not do what they said. Okay. Firms have to make informed decisions based on their dominant strategies, because if I'm going to benefit either way, then I want to price mine. I want to price mine high. I mean, I want to price mine so that I can make the most profit no matter what the other person does. Okay, known as dominant strategy. This is a practice from the 2008 audit exam. It says, which of the following correctly describes the dominant strategy of each firm? Right? So remember, I told you this would be black and white. One thing that I always do is I will circle firm 1. So I would circle, then I would circle 10, 5, 25, and 20. That way I knew that those numbers belong to firm 1. Right? So you practice this one yourself. I don't want to pop the answer up. Pause the video. Try this one on your own, and then restart the video and see how you did. All right, good. Yeah, so Jiminy's dominant strategy is not to cheat. Bimini's dominant strategy is to cheat. If you played that out, you could kind of see how that would work. All right. Here's one from 2007 FRQ. Such an easy FRQ. Like I said, you guys need to celebrate if you get one. Once again, pause the video. You can use your notes, use whatever to go back and solve this one. This is a practice FRQ, and it's really easy. So pause the video, see if you can solve it, and come back. Here are the answers. This is also a link to a YouTube video of Clifford kind of going through how he got that. So if you solved it and you didn't get one of these right, play the video, go back and take a look at why you did not get that. Same thing with FRQB here. Pause the video, see if you can solve it. All right, now that you're back, let's take a look at the answers. There is one little tricky place, a tricky thing on this one, I think, where they ask you to change there's a subsidy, and so that one gets a little bit tricky, but anyway, see how you did, and we will go over those probably on either Wednesday or Friday. Either Wednesday or Friday, we will go over the those two FRQs. I'm actually going to stop right here, and I will upload this video. We'll come back and we'll talk about the oligopoly graphs. You're going to love it, and then we will wrap up oligopolies. So I will be back.